So before we get into today's video, let me really quickly first show you the progress that I've been doing on the Shopsmith. So this is actually the main body part, and here where the motor sits. The motor is right there. I'm actually a little bit scared to put this whole thing back together and have it run, but I'm going to take my time and make sure that I do it the right way. The main thing that I found was this bearing here, like this. The bearing that I talked about in the last video, but you can hear that sound, and what that is these bearings are worn and they need to be replaced, and that was the sound that I was hearing when I first rotated the crank. And I'm sorry in advance because I actually did all this off camera. My neighbor across the street, his name is Jack, I mentioned this before, he was the one that actually got me this Shopsmith for free, and he came over one evening this past week, and him and I took this apart, and I didn't really want to film that. It was just me and him, and I hope you can understand. I will be doing a video of me putting this back together though, and there are still plenty of other parts to work on. Anyway, so for today's video, what I'd like to share with you is everything I know about jointers. This thing is so heavy. So, the jointer that I have here in my shop is a Grizzly 8-inch jointer with the extended beds, and I think the model number... I have the instruction booklet. Yeah, the model number is G0500. So if you want to look that up, you can. Yeah, that is the jointer that I have here. This is the only jointer that I've had. Actually, count how many times I say jointer in this video. It's probably going to be a lot. Heads up. So this jointer is the only one that I've had here in my shop. I didn't upgrade from something. And because this has 2 horsepower, this actually runs off of 220. And no, this is actually kind of a funny story, but we don't have any 220 outlets here in the garage. So what we did was, through this door coming out to my garage, we have a washer and dryer, right? And next to the dryer, there's actually a 220 outlet that we don't use because the dryer actually that we have runs on 110. So I actually got a new cable for this that's a lot longer. The old one, or the cord, was actually like 6 feet or something, and it couldn't reach it, but this thing is like 25 feet, I think. And what I do is I actually have this plugged in inside, and then I have the cord come all the way out here. So there's the cord right there, and you go inside, and the outlet is right there. And that cord goes all the way down there. I have a block that I sit right here so the cord doesn't get pinched by the bottom part of the door. And that cord then goes there, and the jointer sits right there. And that cord is plenty long enough, and that is how I get the 220 power to run this. So I actually purchased this off of Craigslist used. I think that's a really great way to go because you can save tons of money buying a used tool. I actually got this for a freaking good deal. It was $385 for this thing, and I'll tell you what, it is worth a lot more than that, and that was all the guy was asking. And when I saw that ad on Craigslist, I was on top of it, and I'm like, I have to get that because I knew that someone else was probably going to snatch it up before me if I didn't jump on it. I think I got a really great deal for this. This is actually an 8-inch jointer. So what that means is that you can have the capacity to joint a 8-inch board. Normally, for most jointers that people have, they are 6 inches. Because this is an 8-inch, it obviously costs more. But that was one of the main things that I wanted because there are a lot of people that have a 6-inch, and most if not all of them say they would have spent a little bit of extra money and gone with the 8-inch. So to adjust the height of the bed, all you have to do is turn this knob right here. This actually tightens it and loosens it. So if you want to adjust it, you just loosen it here, and there's a crank right here that you can then turn. I'm not going to do it now because I have it set right now, but then you turn it, and then you lock this down, and it's at that depth that you want. As for the outfeed one, you should actually leave this after you set the whole jointer up. You should leave this and not mess with it, because then it could mess up your cut and stuff. But once you adjust this and you get the right height, you just want to leave it, and you can adjust the fence forward and backward. And you can also adjust the angle of the fence to do compound angles, but I hardly ever use that. I just keep this square at 90 degrees. The cutter head is 8 inches, like I said. This blade guard is really nice. It just springs back right into place. And the on-off switch are down low, so if you really needed to, you could even kick that with your foot to turn it off. But after I'm done with the cut, I just reach down, hit the red knob, and you're good. So I hope that gives you some clarification on this specific tool. If you have any further questions or comments about this specific tool, please feel free to leave that down in the comment section, and I'll try my best to get back to you, because I don't want to leave you hanging or anything. And as you can see, there are the shavings there, and our nice square board. Sharp edge right there. Pretty cool. This is one of my most favorite tools to use, just because it's powerful, it's fun. It is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but I think I have plenty of experience with it, so I'm pretty comfortable when operating this. But it's just such a joy to use. I mean, turning a board into square stock really easily is pretty satisfying, actually. So if you enjoyed watching this video, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I try to put out videos as often as possible. I know I haven't been as active as I probably should be, but I still will have a lot of new content coming your way, and the quality, I hope, is just going to get better and better over time. So if you have another tool here in the shop that you would like me to talk about or walk through or tell you what I have or what I would recommend, leave that down in the comment section below. And if you have any further questions about the jointer here that I have, also put that down in the comment section. Hit that like button too, because I really do appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video.